What's up, everybody? This is That Anime Show Live. And I am one of your hosts, Terri Doty. With me, as always, is...
J. Michael Tatum.
And yes.
Aww, you're so sweet.
Screw you guys.
He got applause and you didn't. That's not very fair.
That's for Terri as well. Come on. This
She's
is the one and only
totally
Terri Doty. Okay, that's better.
I'm
that's
clapping
better.
for myself. Yes.
And with us today for our first ever live, recorded live show is the one and only awesome sauce that is Caitlin Glass.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Terry.
How are you?
The end. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
How am I? I'm great.
Good.
Well, happy to be here. Happy to be here.
We're happy to be here too.
Should we explain a little bit what's going on?
Yeah, okay. So how many of you out there have listened to our show before? Can we see a show of hands? Two?
Woo!
Three? Okay, we've got 4.
5,
Everyone's
6,
so shy.
7.
7, okay.
Yeah.
Do I hear 8?
Well,
No. Okay, 7.
Well, for those of you
maybe
that have
later.
listened to our podcast before, which we do every Saturday, so what our format is we basically sit in our little studio and we chat with our guests in a very informal way. We don't really
Very informal.
sometimes too informal, yes. Sometimes
Good luck,
shoes
Caitlin.
come off
boy.
and then candles get lit. Not really, but it's only a matter of time. And we sit in, and basically up to the point of the podcast, we take questions from people online, which is what we've done today. So we actually won't, in this particular version of our show, it's live. You basically get to watch and laugh and respond to everything. But the questions we already have were sent to us by people, and we have more than enough to fill an hour. So... sorry if you don't get to ask questions, but all of us are in our own panels later on, too, so there'll be plenty of time to bug us later if you don't feel you get the chance to have your voice today. So let's sit back and enjoy us rambling, because that's pretty much what we do. And we like to make fools of ourselves. And, we have Caitlin right now for an hour,
Yay!
which is awesome.
Woo!
So you're you're back in the country now
I'm
for
back
a visit, right? Because
in.
you've been
Let you back
away.
in.
Yeah,
You've
they
been
let
across
me
the
back
pond.
in. I have been across the very large pond since February. I was married in October, and then in February I left with my husband. We went to Italy, Switzerland, Germany, went on a train through France, and now we're in Spain. And we live there in Madrid until we don't want to live there anymore.
You poor thing.
I know, it's a really horrid life, and I wouldn't wish it for anyone. It's just terrible.
Can I just say though, it's been tough not having you around.
Oh,
There's kind of a Caitlin-shaped hole in all our hearts. I think that you're in Spain. I mean, we love that you're representing for us over there in Madrid.
Represent Funimation. What? They're like okay, Funimation. Okay, it's Funimation.
But it's great that you came back. It's great that you came back. Thank you so much. And thanks for being with us here today.
Well, thanks for saying that you miss me. That means a lot.
Oh, he said he missed
We
you.
do miss you. We miss you. I've missed. Have you guys missed her?
I remember I got a little care package box from Mike McFarland. Granted, it had work in it, like, do this work. Oh, and also, here's some free anime, and here's a card from, everyone at the studio. It
No,
signed
he,
it.
busted, doors down. He's like, has everyone signed the freaking card? We're like, yes! Yes, we signed it.
I was totally crying, and I taped it onto our, bulletin board. And
I picture you, doing this, the quiver lip.
My husband had to take it down because we actually needed to put up other things on this bulletin board. I'm like, where did my card go? What did you do with it? People love me.
Aww.
This reminds me every day.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, have you been watching Well, I don't know. Can you you can't watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in
I can't
España.
watch anything. Funimation has so much streaming anime, and I can't watch it in Spain. I can't even bring up the website. I get a notice from Navar, Navar Entertainment Corporation. Thank you for visiting. I'm like, what?
So
YouTube has their restrictions as well.
Yeah, I have Brotherhood that Mike sent me, but I'm not as far ahead as everybody.
Well, you need to catch up.
I
That's
know.
gotten good.
Well, what I've seen has gotten good. I've seen through 46. So
okay, so
that's
you're
pretty
getting
far.
up there.
Yeah.
How many of you are Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans?
So not a lot.
Nice. Very good.
All right, cool.
It's a good ratio.
Yeah. I'm excited, and while I'm here in Texas, I will be recording on Brotherhood and actually finishing I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Like, it's one thing to have to end a character that you really enjoy once. And now I have to do it again, and this time it feels a lot more final. I think before I was still new in voice acting, and I'm like, oh, that was really awesome. I'm so glad I got to do it. But when the show ended the first time, we knew there was going to be a movie, and we knew that there were these OVAs, so it didn't feel as final. And now it's like, oh, here's Full Metal again. And like, oh, great. Oh, that means it's going to end. And I'm going to have to probably say goodbye for real. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it.
Wow, thanks for bringing the room down, Caitlin.
Yeah, I
appreciate
know.
that.
I'm good.
I tell you, I used to read the manga, like, because I love the manga, but as we get going in Brotherhood, I've stopped reading it because I don't want to know what happens.
That's awesome.
I don't know what happens. La, 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 la. Don't tell me.
You just put the book down. There's no...
Well, yeah, but people are always like, oh, so you read the manga. Okay, so you know what's happening. Like, no, don't tell me. Like, Mike keeps offering to tell me. Do you want to know what happens? I'm like, no.
No, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Not like me when I direct you in any of my shows. I'm like, oh, by the way, this happens, this... We haven't even started recording yet. Yeah. Well,
right.
Everybody say hi to Joshua in the background with that camera. And Steven engineering this session over there. Hi, Steven.
Steven. Our one and only Steven.
Yay, Steven.
Part of the family.
For those of you that listen to the show, all 7 of you.
And also,
Steven over there.
I should also note, just to be on the safe side, with our weekly podcasts, because we're doing the show live today, this is going to be a somewhat tamer version of the show than we often do when we're in the comfort of our own time. So just know, if after today you become a fan and you decide you want to download the show's podcasts on our website, be ready for some of them to be rather raunchier than what you're going to see up here today.
The FCC don't regulate that.
Because not doing it live, as I said, sometimes we get a bit too comfortable. I mean, it's not like, XXX rated, but it's a solid R sometimes. There is
solid R, like we really push that R. It's R.
R. This is approved by pirates. Well, we've got a lot of questions, so what do you say we get to them? Oh, here's a good question for you. I like this one, and this comes from Benjamin.
Hello,
Benjamin.
Hello,
also
Benjamin.
known as
You're
Silly
out there.
Pants McGee.
Not you're here in spirit. Caitlin, to date, what has been like your favorite anime to sing for?
Oh boy.
Because you have quite the singing voice.
Well, thank you. Favorite,
No, thank you.
Favorite to sing for? That's hard. I did the most singing, I think, for One Piece, because I did different endings here and there. So that was really awesome. There's one, I don't know that I'm allowed to say it, or I probably might say that one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So no.
You don't know. It's always best to err on the side of caution.
Sorry. Maybe Beck.
Oh.
Probably Beck, because I play the lone pop singer in a show about rock music. I'm like, what am I doing in this mix? What? Why? What? And at first I was kind of hurt because I go in and everyone had to audition and like sing this Beatles song, and it was really rad, and I felt like I don't normally get to sing like that. And then I'm like, surely I get to sing some rad rock music. No, they're like, okay, you're going to be some rad rock music. I'm like, no, Caitlin, no.
What are the kids listening to?
Some groovy tunes.
Yes, like, well,
the
just because you said rad rock, no, you're going to sing bubblegum pop. Here you go. I'm like, oh, okay. But I remember we recorded it. It was me and Mike McFarland, who's directing me on it, and we're done with this song, and we think that it sounds really good, and then the test comes, and they go and they find Taliesin and Chris Bevins and bring them in to hear it, because this is, I think, one of the first songs that got recorded for the show.
Yeah.
It was the least complex. And I come in and I'm watching, like, are they going to like it? Are they going to like it? They're listening. It's fine. It's bubblegummy. It's anime, J-pop, whatever. And then it gets to the chorus, and then both of them at the same time start, like, bobbing their head and, like, moving to the music the exact same direction, the exact same time. And Mike and I look at each other and we're like, yes, we did it. We did it. So it was really great just being a part of that whole experience, because they're actors you work with all the time, and you know that they're great voice actors, and you know that they have this other talent. But while that show was going on, everybody was giving like 100% of all of their talents, and there's just something about being in the studio at that time that was really, really magical. So I think even though I just had that one little song, it was Beck.
Sweet. Well, Beck's a good choice.
And for those of you that haven't seen or heard of the show Beck, because it's kind of a sleeper hit, not a snoozer. I don't mean like it's
finish.
No, I mean it's actually a really, really good show. It's just one of those shows that came out and everyone's like, what, who? Because it's a very unusual anime. It's basically a cross between, I'd say, Almost Famous and like it's basically about kids in a rock band, and it's a very realistic portrayal of them, and it's like one of the most awesome shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So if you're into that kind of thing and you're into music of any kind, it's got a great cast, of course. Caitlin sings in it, so there you go. But yeah, let me just do a shameless plug.
Yeah.
I freaking love that show. I think I have 2 lines in it or something because I play some New York highbrow guy who's filming them, but I don't care. It's a great show.
Check it out.
Please check it out, please, because it's one of the things that everyone who worked on it, it's
actually,
one of our favorite things. So Beck, Beck.
Being that we're live,
but it has nothing to do with Beck.
Being that we're live, I had to point out there's some awesome cosplay going on.
Yeah.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Seriously, it's awesome.
Yes.
Cosplayers.
Very good.
I would do that, but I don't want to hear
Did you notice the twins?
I do see the Hitachi twins. They look awesome.
Can you tell which one is which? Come on, Haruhi, you're supposed to know.
Hikaru? They don't even
They'll
know.
never
They don't even
know.
Wrong.
Whatever,
Wrong
they're the
again.
twins. They're lying to you.
Well, no, Caitlin's going to find you after that and be
don't-
like, I know you're lying. You're
Okay. I'm like, well, because you're standing on the wrong side. That's okay, yeah.
It's so funny. You should do one of them is, and the other one is to, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's from the outtakes. I don't like them.
I love that outtake.
Oh, man. Let me
Do you
see.
have another question, Miss
for Tatum.
Me?
Yeah, from
me?
Kiana. I hope I'm saying that right. All right. If the world was taken over by a bunch of clowns, what would you do?
So wrong. Can I just tell you, Kiana,
Run,
that's just
what
wrong.
I would do.
Run.
I have a terrible phobia
Cardio
of
is
clowns,
excellent.
and I don't know why I keep
And any
admitting
kind
this
of-
in public, because everyone seems to think, oh, it'll be funny if I just dress up like a clown and scare the piss out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world
What are
was
you
taken
afraid
over by
of?
evil
Okay,
clowns.
what if everything that you're afraid of, just took over the world? Oh.
I would find a bunker and live there until the clowns died of something. There's got to be some virus that can take them down.
Sadness.
No. No, that doesn't work. I don't know, clowns. Oh,
What's it?
clowns.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is anyone here afraid of clowns besides me? Okay.
You're in good
You're not
company.
Awesome.
alone.
Thank you. We can band together. I hate clowns. Now, is
Starting
anyone
to get there,
just not
honestly.
answering because
I'm
they're
working
trying to be all
honestly.
tough?
I'm working
Come
on fearing clowns.
Does anyone love clowns? Anyone love
Anyone's
clowns?
going to say yes.
What is wrong with
There
you?
he is. The one guy in all the
I
world.
don't know.
Yeah. No,
All
I
right.
recently found clownfail.org, and guess what? That'll make you afraid of clowns.
Oh. Clown
Something
fail.
about failing and being a
Clown
clown.
fail. And everyone keeps sending me pictures from clown fail. I'm like, you don't get it. This isn't funny to me. I hate these things. Everyone's like, love you. Hate clowns. They're
yeah,
evil.
no, we're just trying to help you, Tatum. I'm like, no, you're not.
This isn't helping. It's their idea of immersion therapy. Like, oh, well, you're scared of clowns. Well, let's just send you nothing but clown stuff forever. So I'm afraid to open my inbox now. It's ridiculous. I live in fear
Okay.
because of my friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you got a
Living.
question, mister?
Do I have a question?
Yeah.
I have one. This is from Letitia.
Letitia.
And she's got several questions, but I like this one particularly. And this is for you, Caitlin. So she says, okay, in the Full Metal Alchemist series, Winry and Edward always seem to have sort of a brother-sister relationship, at least in my eyes, she says. However, in Brotherhood, the series suggests something more between the two. Are you an Edward Winry fan, or how do you feel about the relationship between those two characters? Do you care to extrapolate
Okay.
on that?
Well, when we only had the first series of Full Metal, people who had read the manga would always be coming up to me being like, Ed Winry, Ed Winry, Ed Winry, but I hadn't read it, and I was just sticking with the show. And in the show, it's kind of he was really irritating to me because he didn't pay attention to her. He wasn't very grateful to her. I'm like, she can do way better than that. Okay? And so I was a huge proponent of Winry and anybody else. But this time around, it's a little bit different. He's still very focused on his mission and get my body back and all of those things. But there's just something a little bit different about it, and I'm for it now. Now I'm like, okay, well, I have to be also, because she has certain moments of like personal revelation for her where she realizes things like, oh, I feel this way about him. So as an actor, I think it's best to also go along with that instead of like, God, I freaking hate Ed. I can't say this line.
I think the scene might suffer if you're like, nope, not doing it.
I'm not. Can we change it? Could she say, I really love Colonel Mustang, or like that Scar guy is really hot, even though he did what he did to my parents.
Yeah, that would be a tense relationship, wouldn't it?
A little bit. So
awkward breakfast every morning. Yeah.
Awkward. That would be.
Before Ed Winry, no. But now Ed Winry, yes. Yay.
Okay, so it's evolved.
It's evolved
with the show.
Yes.
That's cool.
As well it should.
All right, Caitlin, you got a question for us?
Oh, no, she's got
I got a question for you here. For all.
For all.
If you could have dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would they be and why?
Do like they have to be dead while I'm doing dinner with them? I mean, like that would be awkward.
You were living or dead.
Hey, Albert Einstein. Boy, you're boring.
Yeah, like, you don't talk too much. How about that theory of relativity?
Living or undead. There you go.
Yeah.
So I assume they just mean living or dead. Any celebrity
Living or
person.
undead? Like if you could have dinner with like Albert Einstein zombie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Equals
would you like more brains?
No, mine are perfectly good. Thank you. I'm not.
That's hilarious. Who would you choose?
Vincent Price.
Oh, you stole mine. I hate you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Vincent Price is a hero of mine. I grew up watching Vincent Price.
I'm like, how do you both have the same one?
We hang out too
freaks.
much. I mean, not enough.
No, it's just enough. I think we've struck a perfect
Yeah, we're
balance.
hanging out. You're like, all right, you got like 5 minutes to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, we have an egg timer. We're like, bing, that's it. Okay, I'm going to go. See you later, sweetie. See you next month, week, whatever.
See you for our play date tomorrow.
See you for our play date tomorrow. Yeah, we have play date. Spreadsheets. So you choose Vincent Price. Why Vincent Price?
I've always, one of the first Vincent Price movies I saw was The Fly, the original The Fly.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, that scares me.
And I don't know, something about the quality of his voice that could just be the voice director in me where I'm like, ooh, that would, dang. But just there's something about his performance. Granted, it always has a bit of the whoa.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love him.
And he'd be great. He was
Vincent Price, why not?
the foodie, actually. He was a bit of a gourmand and a chef himself. He wrote like several cookbooks and owned his own bistro for a while.
Cooking with Vincent
Yeah,
Price.
I know, right? That was like, he loved the acting, but like his life, he sculpted and painted and like funded the arts. He was a big art guy and he loved food or like, gourmet food.
Wow.
So he did all sorts of crazy stuff. Like, but I'm like, so you would have to do dinner with him, but you would have to get him to cook.
Yeah.
Because that would be
I don't know if I trust Vincent Price's cooking.
Well, I mean, you can't. You're not going to impress
Vincent Price anyway.
with like mac and cheese.
Undead Vincent Price.
Gee, brains again. Thanks, Vincent. You didn't even ask what I would like. God.
It's shake and bake, and I helped.
I think I might choose like the complete opposite of Vincent Price. And
what is the complete opposite of Vincent Price? Please tell me.
Julie Andrews.
You still for me go to
Julie Andrews.
You go from
I think I really would like to have dinner with Julie Andrews.
She would be a great.
I think she would have some really great stories, and I really adore her.
No, I'd constantly be on the edge of my seat, which I am right now, and going, when's the song going to kick in?
When's she going to sing? So yeah, that would be my pick because I love her.
That's a good pick. I love Julie Andrews too. I love Julie Andrews too.
So,
she's a class act. She always has been, and she's done some amazing stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you people know who Julie Andrews is?
Okay,
good. They're like, maybe that's you either do or you don't. There isn't a like, well, I know some Julies. And that's
Julie Andrews.
Do you know?
She was in The Sound of Music. Yeah. She's most famous for having been in The Sound of Music.
Mary Poppins.
And of all. But
for
she did a lot of other
youngins,
stuff.
Okay, The Princess Diaries.
Victor Victoria.
Victor Victoria, which is one of my favorites.
Okay.
She's just one of those really incredibly talented actresses, singers who can do anything. And she's very
lovely,
British, lovely, just class act all the way.
Yes.
And I'm assuming you people know who Vincent Price is, right? You know who Vincent Price is. There's not enough
Those of you who don't know,
you don't know who
Edward
Vincent
Scissorhands.
Price
There
is?
you
Oh my
go.
God, all of you, your assignment tonight is to go home or wherever your hotel room is and wiki Vincent Price. He was
No,
like one
don't
of the
wiki.
coolest
No,
guys.
no, don't wiki
Why?
because it could be like Vincent Price's fart. You know, like anything can be on that. Don't wiki.
Well,
it.
look him up because Vincent Price, like, he was in a bunch of horror movies that we all grew up watching. I say grew
Hammer.
up. The movies were made in like the 40s and 50s, and that's not when we grew up. But they got constant airplay on television in the 80s when we were growing up, because the 80s were when we were growing up. Shut up, all of you. Young people with your 8-track
baby
tapes
up
and your
here.
rock and roll music. But I grew up watching all these. There was a studio, several studios, one of them in England called Hammer, that used to make these great, beautiful horror films. And they're not horror films like we see now, where it was like, you know, blood and guts and all this. There was some of that, but it was like just really stylish, atmospheric stuff. And Vincent Price was in a lot of these movies, and he always played crazy bad guys or mad scientists. That was kind of his thing. And he's been in over 100 some odd films, and most of them he plays the sort of mustache twirling bad guy, but no one did it better. So anytime you see someone doing like the sort of very suave voice, sort of, oh yes, would you like some brains? That's totally Vincent Price they're imitating. And we all grew up watching him, so that's who Terry was talking about and I was talking about. So for you youngins who don't know these people, go look them up. They're fascinating, and some of the stuff they've done is totally worth watching.
Well, I mean, you could still pick Vincent Price, but would there be anyone else on the bill for you?
I
would assume Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee would be one. Now, I know you all know who Christopher Lee is, and that would be
I'll
one
go.
for me, but that would be intimidating, though. Christopher Lee is kind of a badass. Like, he's... Yes, I'm Christopher Lee, and I'm going to do this. I think was it Aaron Dismuke who told me the funniest story about getting to meet Christopher Lee at some convention?
No way.
And, of course, Christopher Lee, for those of you that need reminding, shame on you, is played Saruman in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Great voice, British actor, been around for a long time, done all sorts of stuff. He was not only an actor, but he was like actually on Her Majesty's Secret Service when he was a young man. He was a spy. And like, the man has had a crazy, crazy, incredible life. And he's like 80-something years old, and he's still doing like musicals and stage stuff. I mean, he's just it's crazy. And he's a very cool guy from what I hear. But I think this was Aaron Dismuke's story when he said he and his mom met him at some convention, probably in Australia, the one in Sydney. And Christopher Lee was doing autograph signings for the other guests. And while they're in line, they're like, what are we going to say? It's Christopher Lee. Because they're all nervous. It's Christopher Lee. Oh, my God. And they get up there, and Christopher Lee's making small talk with them while he's writing stuff on their stuff. And he says something like, where are you from? And Aaron's like, Texas. That's my Aaron Dismuke
Is this pre?
Yeah, it must be. Because now I'll be like,
Aaron
I'm from
Dismuke?
Texas. And it's funny because Christopher Lee's response, and it's the funniest thing ever because it's Christopher Lee. He's like, really? Now I would have thought Oklahoma. And that was the end of the conversation. Like, done. Just like, okay. And Aaron Disney's like, I'm not sure whether that comes out to a compliment or an insult, but who cares? Christopher Lee just said it to me, so.
I would have thought
Christopher Lee would be mine. I would
Oklahoma.
love to do dinner with Christopher
See?
Lee.
I know you. Ha. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Oh, okay. Let me see.
That was a good question. I like the dinner questions.
I like that question. Yes. Good.
Dinner with-
Good choice, Caitlin.
Good
Thank you.
choice.
All
Thank
right.
you, Maddie B, for your question.
All right. I have a request for Tatum.
A request from me?
Yeah.
I don't have any money. You still owe me for dinner. I'm kidding.
I know where you sleep. All right. Let me see. Can you say the I hate your face, we're out of money,
Etc.
we'll see you there blooper from Oron?
Does everyone know that? Oh, wait, somebody gotta. Oh my God, I guess we can. So, Oron, of course, for
love
those
a
of you that
good
haven't seen
woo.
Oron, though I'm sure most of you have, it always ends with all the characters in the host club saying, we'll see you then, as sort of the next time on outro thing. And one day in the booth, I was, like an 8-hour day, so
Yeah.
we were, Caitlin and I and Corey, the engineer that afternoon, were very loopy and very stupid, just being like, hey, let's do this, I want to do this. Caitlin, wait, check it
We're
out.
not drunk. We're not drunk, okay? Even though it
Between
sounds
singing.
like it. No.
And so normally where, we'd come in and I was like the first person to lay down track on the we'll see you then in this particular episode. So I'm like, I'm going to leave a trap for everybody else. And we did like 3 different versions because I couldn't think of what to do. And I was like, yes, I'm very animated.
You were
I can
recording
see
drunk,
you
apparently.
talking about me.
Okay.
So I did it. Like the first one was like, it was like, what was it again? It's like, we're out of money. I hate your face. And the final was like, we'll see you then.
He just screams it. It was
Screams
awesome.
it. And that was that. And that was a good session ender because we got nothing done after that. Yes.
Well, bloopers are a good way to end any session. I wish
Bloopers
we were
are
able to
fun.
leave more of the ones we leave people, but yeah. Left Aaron a lot in Shikabane Hime, but it's Aaron, so he just kind of went, it's funny. Oh, okay.
I've got a good question.
Ooh.
Let me read over it. It's long. But this comes from Alan.
Alan
Alan
McLeod.
McLeod, who we always like to say.
No,
We got to say it.
Alan McLeod.
Can we say it like, he's a longtime listener and a friend of the show. But this is good. Okay, so Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac and Miria are 2 of my favorite characters, and they're
Mine
certainly
too.
my favorite anime couple.
Bakano, anyone? Bakano?
Yay.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Rest
thank
of
you,
you,
thank you.
you're
Thank
still
you.
okay.
I must say that for 2 people who recorded separately, you and Tatum have an amazing chemistry as those characters. My question is, when you played Miria, how do you perceive her mental state? When she and Isaac committed all their petty crimes, was she delusional, or was she aware of the ridiculousness of her actions and simply lost in the moment? Something else, maybe. I'm very curious, since Miria and Isaac seem to have a perception of the world unlike any other characters I've ever encountered. That's a good question. That was a great question.
I gotta look at that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what Maria's mental state? What do you think she was like when they're doing all their hijinks? I mean, do you think she's just like, what are we? Does she think we're saving the world, or does she know what's up? What do you
I think there are a few light bulbs out in the vanity of Miria's mind. That's what I think.
a great quote.
She's not crazy. She's just not very bright. That's really,
and that's true of Isaac as well.
I think that's really it.
I think there's a pretty big gray zone if you give it that.
Like,
She's not crazy.
I mean, why does she always have to ask him, Isaac, I have a question.
What's that, Miria, my dear?
What are we doing at a flea market? It's just
We're looking for fleas.
that's incredible.
Whatever his answer was, though, you'd be like, oh, that's great. That's
Oh, yeah.
That's a horrible kid.
One of my favorite sequences is the whole thing is like the, 6 years they spend in the mine, and it's like,
Hey, Isaac.
what's that, Miriam? Like over and over again. They're just doing the same thing, pushing the same rock up the proverbial hill. And they're both just like as bright and chipper as though it were the brand new day, the first day they've done it.
Yeah, so I think that is she aware of the ridiculousness of her actions? No, I don't think she thinks they're ridiculous. I think she's having a good time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Doing whatever it is they need to be doing, which occasionally is beating people up with baseball bats, occasionally is wearing funny costumes and trying to rob someone and instead giving them money.
Oh yeah, stealing said costumes by paying for them.
Yeah, so no, she doesn't know how ridiculous she's being. She just thinks she's doing what she's supposed to be doing.
I think they think the rest of the world is ridiculous. They're like, people don't understand. This is crazy. This is
we must give them money.
Whatever, we must, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what fun of playing characters like that, because what makes them so compelling for me is that they are idiots. They're unquestionably morons. But they're buffoons in the classical sense of they're very good-hearted. Like they're not their ridiculousness always leads them down just the right road. They're kind of like the holy fool or the holy saint. They're always, they're not a lot going on upstairs, but somehow their delusion always leads them to helping people.
And that delusion doesn't seem like such a bad life when it really keeps them from either seeing or fully experiencing the really bad things of the world. It just kind of seems to go in one ear and out the other for them. Yeah, really.
I think for them, all the world's a stage.
They live in their own little world,
and they just decide, the world sucks. We're gonna make our own. Yeah, we're gonna do our own thing.
Yeah, I love them.
That was me too. Me
oh my gosh,
too.
I love them.
Want to Can I tell you about the cosplayers I saw at a recent convention? I mean, they looked dead on. And what was really cool, because those are difficult characters to cosplay, because those characters are always cosplaying. So every day it's like we're cowboys, cowgirls. We're elegant society couple, whatever.
I'm a nun.
And
you're a priest.
Yeah, I'm a nun. Yeah. I'm a pumpkin-headed, thing, and you're a witch or whatever. Every single day of this particular con, I can't remember now which one it was. they were wearing different outfits.
Oh, that's
and it was
awesome.
they did the cowboy thing. They did the
hippies.
They did the hippies. They did the hippies last day. I dared them. They're like, we can do it. We got everything. I'm like, I want to see you do the hippies. Do the hippies one. And they even had a bag of cell phones.
That's awesome.
Which was greatness.
Yay.
But again, that's kind of like their delusional nature, their craziness. What a great couple they are. Like after being alive for how many? For like at least a couple of centuries that we know of.
Yeah.
That they're alive. They never get bored with each other. They don't even know what time it is. No. They're totally in love. And didn't we at some point decide that Miria was kind of like Isaac's understudy and vice versa? Like, if ever someone's out of the game, Miria can totally be Isaac if Isaac's got the flu that afternoon.
Yeah, that's why she repeats after him all the time.
Yeah. Amazing.
Studying. It's character studying.
Oh, I love those kids.
I got a nice random question because I'm a fan of the random. Blah, 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 blah,
fan of the random?
I'm a fan of the random. This is from Jonathan Choi. What is your favorite fruit to eat?
Favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit?
I like what it says after. So that.
To be fair, mine is mango.
To be fair.
Okay, let me read it then. What's your favorite fruit? And to be fair, mine's mango.
Okay.
That was a good read.
Not judging. Not judging.
Read it. Go do it again and do it like smoldering temptress.
Spotlight. Your favorite fruit to eat. To be fair, mine is mango.
Oh.
And then go.
My favorite fruit, nectarines.
Ooh, nectarines are good. What's yours? Do you have a favorite?
Favorite fruit? Banana.
Banana.
It's got potassium, and it doesn't look like all those other fruits, and it doesn't roll well, like me.
Go banana.
It doesn't juice well either, I've noticed.
No. I'm a fan of the banana.
Who are you waving to?
I'm waving to Kayla. Say hi, Kayla.
Hi.
I thought you were waving to everybody, just like.
My favorite, I don't know. I love pineapple. I love pineapple. I think pineapple's probably my favorite.
Pineapple is my second favorite. So yeah.
What was your first favorite? You like nectarines?
Nectarines.
Nectarines are good too.
Nectarines are good.
like
They're
any
like
fruit,
peaches, but not gross.
Fruit is the one
like
type
peaches,
of food.
but not gross.
Well, no, like because when you eat a peach, it's the buds where you go like cough.
See, with me, fruit is the one kind of food I will eat any of. Like, there's not a fruit I don't like.
Fruit's
I'm a
pretty
very
perfect
fruit person.
Perfect food.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Oh yeah.
My mic's going out, I think.
Tomato.
All right.
Tomato.
What was it that read you did where someone had never heard that? You say tomato and I say tomato.
There's an old Monty Python sketch where there's the song "You say tomato, I say tomato, you say potato, I say potato." It's a really cute song from like a million years ago, and there was the sketch was, and you'll appreciate this, Caitlin, was like the guy reading it, was sight reading it, had never heard the song before. So he's like, "You say tomato and I say tomato." And he goes through the whole song like this. He's like, tomato, tomato, potato, potato. What? I don't actually see what's wrong with their relationship. I'm sorry. It's really very funny. I love that. And he goes the whole song. Man. Pajamas, pajamas, bananas, bananas. Let's call the whole thing off. What's going on? I don't understand.
So what else? What else can we bug Caitlin about? I mean, we haven't seen her in months.
We haven't seen her in months, but I like
out loud.
We've got a good 20 minutes left. We can kill some time with some questions. I don't. You know what I would like to hear, because this is a discussion that we've never really had the chance to have.
Oh.
How did you? And I like to ask this of most people.
That is like confronting you. Oh, by the way, what is your problem?
Yeah. By the way, really, seriously?
Deodorant. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I don't know. That's just the first thing I could think of. Okay.
Well, I like to ask this of everyone, because this is a side of people we don't often get the chance to see in our business, but like we never sit and talk about this. How you're a superlative actress. How did you? There's always a point. In everyone who we talk to, there's a point in their lives where they realize this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, voice acting, stage acting, and you've done just about everything. A little bit of all, right? And how did you less how you got into it than how did you find out you were going to be that person? Like, when did you know I'm going to be an actress?
Oh.
Or when did you first have the stirrings to become one?
I think if anybody grows up in church, they've done their share of little sing with your Sunday school class.
Grows up in a church.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, literally, that's when you're in church all the
leave?
time. Yeah, so I was on stage all the time since I was little. And somewhere in junior high school, I had some friends who were doing theater. So I just I don't want to say that I was a follower, but you do what your friends do. I'm like, well, that seems fun.
Which is a follower.
Yeah, which is a follower. But people who are out there going, Caitlin is so awesome and she just does brand new things. I'm like, no, I followed someone into theater. So
That's how it usually happens.
And so my friend was in a play, like a community theater show, and I went, I want to try out there, and I did. And so I was just doing theater stuff for fun. In
that was
high
smooth.
school, I went and saw like a regional touring production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, of all things. Say what you want about Andrew Lloyd Webber, but I love him. So, yeah. And
say woo.
Like,
woo it.
I just
See, people agree with you.
I had so much fun at that show, and that's when I got to see some of the cast members afterwards in the lobby, and I realized like this is their job, and it kind of just dawned on me that like I want to do that, and so I said I'm going to, and that was it.
So it just clicked. It was really just kind of an aha moment where you're like, people do make living doing this.
Yeah, and I don't know that I went through high school determined to like go and be a working actress, but when it came time to go to college and everyone's like, what are you going to study? I didn't think twice. I'm like, well, I'm going to study what I love best, which is acting. So like, why do anything less than what you love the most?
Yeah. Sweet.
What are some of your favorite stage roles that you've had the chance to breathe life into?
Laura in The Glass Menagerie.
Ooh.
Is very depressing, but very good.
Tell them about it a little bit. I bet some of these audience members will not have heard of Tennessee Williams of The Glass Menagerie.
Does anyone know who Tennessee Williams is? Yeah. One person.
One for
okay,
two, three.
good.
Yeah,
two.
Which means you're probably reading them
right.
right now in class.
Yes, you should go read some plays or rent some films, watch some Marlon Brando. But he wrote a very amazing plays, a great body of work. But his most famous is called The Glass Menagerie. You may actually read it in high school, maybe. And,
that's true. A lot of them do.
In college, we did this production, and it is rarely done if you're at a school with a large theater department because it has a cast of 4. So it was really competitive, so I feel very blessed that I got to be a part of it and just had a really wonderful experience playing her and getting to live her and flesh her out every night. And often I forgot to leave her at the theater, which was troublesome because she's a very troubled girl. So I took things home with me, so I had to work through some stuff for a while afterwards.
Oh, because you're awesome.
Thank you. But
because that is dedication. That's being dedication. You take it home with you. And all your friends are like, you've changed. You're like, I'm doing The Glass Menagerie. Of course I've changed.
Why are you limping? Like, so that's one that I really enjoyed. And I love any play where I get to be British. So
now, why is that? Out of curiosity, are you a bit of an Anglophile? Do you love the British?
Yes, and I just love putting on the accent.
It is fun to do.
And it has paid off because I just used to play with it, and now I get paid to be British. So in Street Fighter 4, so hooray! Woo! And yay! So I did like a musical in high school where I was like a Cockney Brit, and then I did The Odd Couple recently. Actually, the last play that I did was like 3 years ago. I can't believe that.
Wow.
But it was The Odd Couple in Dallas, and I played one of the Pigeon Sisters, and I got to laugh like, like that's how I laughed. It was fabulous. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's really good, by the way.
Our cast ended up winning like best ensemble for like Dallas Theater Critics for that year. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to single you out again, Tatum, because she mentioned British accent.
What did I do?
You everyone
He's
heard the announcement, right, about Tatum playing Sebastian in Black Butler.
Do you guys know Black Butler?
Yeah. One of my favorite animes.
I'm playing a little part in it, Black Butler.
Huh?
Yeah. I for those of you that don't know Black Butler or don't know the announcement, if you don't know Black Butler, go look it up. It's a cool show. I love it. But I'm playing Sebastian.
Yay!
What?
Get her an autograph.
Imagine my heartbreak.
I haven't even met that guy yet. I haven't met him in person.
He's great.
I want to. He sounds great.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, you're gonna love the Grell.
As much as I love to do the British accents. The auditions were coming up for that show as I was preparing to leave the country.
That's how we blended.
So, like, tears.
Like, we're just pretending
sad.
to be foreign. You're going to be foreign soon.
I think I put on your card
that
other countries are hogging you.
Yeah, other countries are hogging you. That is what Terry wrote on my card.
Yeah. With Mike, like, behind me, I'm like, it's going to be funny. He's like, it better be freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
Why?
So how did you, doing stage work for, a while, obviously, and kind of coming into theater from that direction, or into acting rather from the theater direction. How did you find yourself in voice acting, specifically dubbing for anime? And everyone's journey into that business is unique.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Well, anime was something that I already liked. I considered myself a fan of it. I hadn't been to a convention yet, but it was going to happen soon. And through friends from church, I met Nathaniel Harrison, who's now like the head of all the sound engineers at Funimation. But
shout out to Nathaniel Harrison.
Shout out to Nathaniel.
Woo,
At the time, he'd only been at Funimation for a matter of months, and he's like, "I know that you like anime. Why do you want to come up to the studio and like I'll show you around?" I'm like, "Holy cow, that'd be really awesome! Yes, let's do that." And he said, "I don't really know how you could get an audition or anything, but maybe just meeting a director. I don't know." So I was just happy to be there and look at pictures on the wall and be like, "Oh, cool, it's Dragon Ball Z," and like I was a nerd, and so that's how I got physically into the building. And then we went inside one of the studios, and Eric Vale was there, and they were recording Yu Yu Hakusho. And at the time, like I had a crush on Eric Vale's voice, so I had to like squeeze my legs really hard so I wouldn't pee because I was so excited that I'm like, "Oh, it's Eric Vale." And
I had a similar experience the first time I met.
Yeah, and Eric Vale's also really good looking. So on top of that, I'm like, "I love your voice, and you're really cute, and I'm at Funimation. Oh my gosh!" And so, but I'm like, "Yeah." I was playing it cool, like, "Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you."
Which even makes you more obvious.
Yeah,
like, it's whatever.
And he's like, "So who are you? What do you do? What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, I know Nathaniel." He's like, "Well, what do you?" So then I told him that I was a theater student. And he's like, you can kind of see like a light go off, like ding, an actor. He's like, "All right, actor,
get in the booth.
Get in the booth." I'm like, "Excuse me?" And so I get in there and I say a line. Maybe twice, and it was even a mental line, so I didn't have to match flaps or anything.
Lucky.
I came out, and he's like, "That's great. Go give your info to Tara down the hall, and you can work here." I was like, "Huh?" Just like that. And I kept trying to give him my resume. He's like, "I don't want that."
No, we don't care.
We don't need that. She just wants your phone number, okay? At the time, they were about to start Case Closed.
Woo.
And all of the shows Funimation had up until then had basically the same cast from episode to episode, and occasionally a new character would show up.
Yeah.
But now Case Closed, they have the same 4 people plus a new like 5 or 6 every episode. So their actor pool had to increase exponentially, and I got in at the beginning of that. And that was, I went to the tour on a Thursday, and I came in and recorded on a Sunday with, guess who my first director was? Chris Sabat. So again, don't pee, Caitlin, don't pee. Vegeta won't eat you. Don't pee.
Well, not if you pee, no.
Yeah, so that's how it began. And
wow.
Chris Bevins likes to joke with people that I came to the studio on a tour and they can't get me to leave. So I had to get married and be tempted to travel the world in order to get out of Funimation.
You set up camp in the corner and you're like, "They'll cast me eventually." Yeah.
Get out.
That never happens, yeah.
Get out of here. You have a home?
We might give you a Walla session.
But yeah.
But no.
So that's how it happened.
And here you are.
Now you said
7 years later.
you mentioned being a fan of anime.
Uh-huh.
Had you been a fan for as long as you can remember, or was there a specific point when you got into what? Was there any like key shows that got you into?
Yeah, in high school, I was really into Sailor Moon. Because, yay, there are fans in the audience.
Sure, you might have heard of.
I was looking for you, dude.
Sailor Venus man over there.
Yes, everyone check out this awesome cosplay over here.
You have very nice legs.
Give this cosplayer a hand.
Legs than mine.
Come on.
Yeah, we're like, you have very nice legs.
Very, very nice legs.
No,
very
I'm
nice.
serious. I'm amazed. Okay. So I was really into that show because at the time Toonami was just beginning, and that was what I watched with my best friend and other friends, and we were totally into it. But before then, I'd seen anime and probably didn't know that it was anime.
Yeah.
Specifically, there was a show on Nickelodeon when I was a kid called like Grimm's Fairy Tales or something like that. Anime. I didn't know.
I'd never heard of that one before.
Yeah, you'd really dig it. It's like a 30-minute fairy tale thing, but in anime style. And then, you know who worked on it? Tony Oliver.
Really?
And when I found out, like, shut up! I love you even more!
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it was mostly Sailor Moon, and then whatever I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Back in the days
now?
of VHS tapes.
What about now? I watch what gets sent to me because I can't watch anything on the Funimation channel. I'm so sad. So I'm a little bit behind. I actually just finished watching Strike Witches finally, and which was a fun show to be a part of.
Yeah.
And I have a backlog of things that I need to watch. I can't watch it because I live in Spain and I can't watch it on the internet in Spain. So when it comes out on DVD,
Have they banned it?
September 14th.
I don't know.
As well as Shikabane Hime or Corpse Princess.
Yeah,
September
so
14th.
Now that
I'm a shameless plugger.
Now that I'm here, I plan on going back to Spain with large bucket loads of anime because it's the best way to like hear all you guys and hear all my friends and feel like, oh, it's people that I love.
We have phones.
Yeah, but I'm in Spain.
We have phones.
She prefers us as characters.
Yeah.
I prefer us as characters.
Well, yeah,
I want to deal with the real me. I'm like, shut up.
That would be less weird than her. Like, hey, Terry, so here's your motivation. All right.
So we're going to have a conversation about what's going on in your life, but I need you to pretend that you are a high school girl with powers, okay? You're 15 years old. You grow a tail sometimes. And you have a crush on that boy, but he looks like he's a girl, so you're conflicted.
Cold silence and like, so...
All right, so how was your day?
So higher... I need a little more...
This is a nice idea. I think this is
I'm
fun.
a 15-year-old
really
high schooler with a tail.
As actors.
I sound like Terri Doty.
Not as people, but as actors.
But as actors, yeah. Not as people, no.
They used to have it. Well, sometimes McFarlane loves to do that with me, like, especially when we did...
Oh,
there's a
Breaker
megaphone.
915. What?
Mine is bigger, sir.
What?
Yikes.
Speakers.
It is. What are we talking about?
What? I don't. Somebody's throwing
Chest.
stuff.
I
don't know. Okay.
Someone answer the
should we look at this paper?
No. F these pages. Actually, no. Let me see. I have no idea. I am totally flying by the seat of my pants.
Which is, by the way, what we always do on the show.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just really trying really hard not to cuss, right?
Oh, wait,
funny.
Caitlin's got a question.
This says
talk about France.
Says thirdly,
it's nice.
It's a lovely country.
If there was ever a time Caitlin Glass got stung by a jellyfish and needed another voice actor to pee on her,
I'd do that for you
to soothe the pain.
No, I already answered it. I'd do it for you.
Who would she be most likely to go to?
Where are you? Are you in Spain? Because good luck. Like, if you need specifically, like, no, not you. I need a voice actor.
Somebody's got to pee on me.
Only the pee of a voice actor will counteract the poison.
Pee of a voice.
Has to be
the ammonia of a voice actor.
That's a great question. Do you have anybody you'd like to pee on you, Caitlin?
This is weird.
You chose the. Hey, you were looking at the question.
I didn't really think it was going to become like that. I don't know. Can I tell you I have been stung by a jellyfish? Jellyfish? Yeah.
So you've been peed on is what you're telling me.
No, I've not been peed on. Nobody. But I was in Jamaica and I both my husband and I got stung by a jellyfish. So
you just kind of looked at each other and went,
yeah, it's really a strange feeling. They weren't very big. We couldn't even find them. Must have been little globby ones.
So it wasn't like the big man-eaters.
No, it wasn't like Portuguese man of war or like a box jellyfish in Australia. They sting you and you're dead. Not like that. But like it feels bizarre. Like it hurts like getting a shot or like needles. But say I knew that it hit me like somewhere on my arm or under my armpit or something like that, but it will hurt down your arm. It follows like the nerves, and you'll feel it like in your hand, and then you'll feel it like it's so weird. And I felt it like across my chest, not like I'm dying, I can't breathe, but like gosh, that's annoying, and I wish it would stop.
So what did you got
stung by a jellyfish, and you're all, good golly,
yeah, you
man,
just have to wait for it to go away, and then when you're out of the water, you don't feel it really, and then the next day or or later that day, we went back in the water, and something about the salt or the seawater like reactivates it. I'm like, holy crap! I got stung again. I didn't. It was the same.
You're cooking.
Jellyfish hate us.
Yes, they're out to take over the world.
Get out
really.
of our ocean.
It's ours. You can't have it.
Like, why do you have an opinion? You don't even have a brain.
Yeah, no.
Like, you're just a bundle of nerves. Why do you hate so much?
I love in this scenario you're talking to the ocean.
I do it all the time. I fight with the ocean. It's a big place. I like to personify it. It helps me get my head around things.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, you guys
it's about time to... We've squandered a perfectly good hour of these people's time.
I can't believe you guys have been sitting here. You guys are very patient people.
Thank you. We're very sorry.
Yeah.
We have a heart.
Aww.
We get hearts. We have
Lots
hearts
of
all over the
hearts.
place.
And
it's
everyone's
a trend
different
now.
color. It's like the rainbow heart. It's
Thank you.
It's like the double rainbow in my
thank you.
audience.
Thank you for
not really. But
yeah, you guys sitting here with us this afternoon got to be part of the first ever live recording of our show. So thank you very much.
Yay!
And of course,
woo!
And let's give it up for our lovely guest.
That's my woo girl.
Caitlin Glass.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes.
Yay.
And I guess with that, we'll say hasta luego.
Sí, hasta luego.
Bye.
Au revoir.